Am I the butthole for how I reacted to my brother-in-law lying to my sister? Edit. Thank you for all the nice comments, but please be civil. So I am 26M. My sister is female, 28. My brother-in-law is 30M. And my wife is female, 28. So my wife is 7 months pregnant, and she has some complications relating to the pregnancy, so keeping her calm is harder and more of a priority than it would normally be. But 2 weeks ago she was told her father died, so I have been helping her grieve. But my sister recently, she told me a week ago, she found out a bit before that but didn't tell me, found out she had breast cancer. But the thing is, my brother-in-law was apparently foreshadowing on a very important 3-month-long business trip. So she wasn't able to reach him because he was apparently very busy, so he only texted her supportive messages when she wanted and needed a lot more. So she came to me, and having to almost literally fully take care of both of them, I was tired and stressed. So one day, while my sister was finding support groups and my wife was helping with planning the funeral, it was supposed to be a close family affair, so I wasn't a big part of it. I went to go to a bar with friends. We're all vaccinated and restrictions are being lifted for vaccinated people here, and was just venting to a friend who works at the same company as brother-in-law. It's a local one that has grown pretty well. And when I mentioned it, he said that the company had no business trips going as of now, and I lost my crap. I asked my friend to call him, and because my friend works at the company, he answered, and I asked him where he was. He played dumb, and I said that I knew he wasn't on a business trip, and he came clean and said that he wanted to go to a friend's house and party as COVID restrictions were finally up. I started screaming at him and told him that his wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, and he prioritized partying with his friends more, and he's a scummy SHT person. He yelled back that I'm selfish for only caring, ABT my only stress right now. I retorted with he's selfish for not going back to his wife, and yelled numerous obscenities and told him I would be telling my sister when she calmed down. He yelled at me saying I'm a jerk for not letting have his own time before hanging up. My friend says I'm in the right, but I still feel like I could be in butthole for yelling obscenities at him. So am I the butthole? Not the butthole. Your brother-in-law sucks. He has abandoned his wife for months to party when he knows his wife is in the midst of a medical crisis. A weekend would be bad enough, but 3 months? I was thinking something similar. A weekend would be fine, edit with spousal knowledge / okay, but 3 months is BS. If I'm getting the timeline right, he planned his trip before the diagnosis and felt the need to not only lie, but go away for such a long time. Where the hell is that money coming from? Are there not better things to spend it on? There are clearly some issues there, and even without the diagnosis, I would say either brother-in-law needs to change or she should drop him. Not the butthole. Part of being a good caregiver report to your family and friends is self-care. You are clearly dealing with some stress, and this one night off was for you to regroup and re-energize. I know science/medicine has come a long way from even a decade ago, so I'm optimistic about your sister medical situation. Also, congrats on the new upcoming addition to your family. Not the butthole. Sounds like he's staying with a friend and still working, so money wouldn't really be any different other than meals. This is crazy. An original poster definitely needs to tell his sister, so she can leave this loser. Not the butthole. Sounds like his friend is his affair partner. His friend is his affair partner. Or at a minimum his affair enabler. So, yeah, I can't shake off the feeling that he's not partying with friends for 3 months. Just what? But enjoying the company of a side piece. Either way, his wife needs to not be with this skeever as soon as possible. That's exactly where my mind went to. A weekend or a week, okay, sure, he went to see friends maybe. 3 months? And doesn't come home knowing his wife has breast cancer? No, he's with someone else and doesn't love his wife. I'm guessing he may have even knocked up this woman he's with, so it would be impossible for him to leave now. He's likely never coming back, pushing it until the wife wises up and leaves him, or, since he got so mad at the idea of original poster ratting him out, he thought he could get away with this and return to his wife when he got bored with his mistress / came up with an excuse to leave, perhaps also claim he has a long business trip. This is how people live a double life with 2 families. Not the butthole. Tell the sister right away. It'll hurt her, but she needs to know. Even if I'm wrong, and he was faithful, which would be shocking honestly, this is such a huge breach in trust with the lies, and a huge disregard of her since he dismissed her serious health issue by continuing to party. Who could party every day with friends knowing their wife is battling breast cancer alone? She deserves someone who cares enough about her to actually be there for her. Yeah, a planned 3-month trip? Sounds like a month before a birth and 2 months maternity care after. If he just wanted to party, a week or 2 would be a lot easier to get away with than 3 whole months. He needed to take 3 months for a reason. Laughing out loud 100%, brother-in-law is still lying. Laughing out loud at a friend. At minimum, it's the other woman, pretty likely he has an entire other family. Brother-in-law is showing a classic pattern here. Men are much more likely to leave their spouse when the spouse gets sick. If the woman is unable to have sex for longer periods, the odds increase dramatically. Having gone through this, I say she's better off without him than with somebody who's only causing her extra stress and deceit. Brother-in-law is being a selfish and cruel little coward, running away and lying like that. The least he can do is admit he can't cope. I am aware of this pattern and I think it's relevant for the sister to think about, but let's not forget that he planned a 3-month party trip before the diagnosis, lied about it and then didn't even return, or for the love of God have time for phone calls, once the diagnosis was made. The brother-in-law was a major before all this, so I can see the pattern playing out here too, but this is something else. My cancer diagnosis, while devastating, was not a total surprise. The testing process took time, symptoms appeared, many appointments were necessary. Chances are they both knew they were potentially on this path when he booked this trip. Not to say it can't be a total surprise, but for a lot of people it isn't. Further, regardless of if they are both vaccinated, she's now in a high-risk category, so that it's a much bigger deal if she gets COVID. Unless he plans on quarantining when he gets back, he's also taking other aspects of her health for granted. 3 months is not a party. 3 months is a secret double life. Wouldn't surprise me to find out he has complete family elsewhere. Let's not take a proven liar's word at face value here, guys. I'm going to disagree that a weekend would be fine when his wife has been diagnosed with breast cancer. Unless she honestly agreed that it would be fine, the guy has a pretty defective moral compass, and he deserves to be called on it. His effing wife has cancer, and he would rather party with friends than be by her side, supporting her. Doomed marriage. Not the butthole. It sounds like brother-in-law no longer wants to be married. If he'd rather be with friends for 3 months, then he does not want to be with wife. Original poster needs to let sister know ASAP. With friends, or with a mistress? My money's on column B. No doubt. It was the first thing that came to mind. This guy is going to trickle truth this whole thing. Poor sister. What a terrible thing to learn while facing breast cancer. This guy deserves whatever he has coming to him. I hope she makes reap the whirlwind of his own making. I think unfortunately you're absolutely right. Nobody parties for 3 months because COVID restrictions were lifted. This sounds like being caught with a double life, and there is probably a lot of cheating going on. I would tell sister she deserves to know the piece of work her, hopefully soon to be hubby is. I'm guessing his second family? Sounds like mistress indeed. What kind of friends lets you stay for 3 months? And who the heck wants to stay with their friends for 3 months? I love visiting, but after a few days I feel like I've overstayed my welcome and I want to be back in my own bed with my own stuff and my own space. Ops brother-in-law is fishier than a fish market. This 100%, he's cheating or leaving his wife while she is sick and wants the backup of being able to come home if his fun time doesn't work out. Unfortunately, this is statistically likely. The statistical likelihood of a woman being abandoned by her male partner skyrockets when she gets a diagnosis like this. So much so that nurses who work with patients like original poster's sister are actively taught how to recognize the signs that a patient is about to be abandoned and give them adequate support. My mentor and boss did this to his wife, and I could never look at him the same afterwards. He said that her breast cancer diagnosis wasn't the reason, it just somehow magically led him to understand that he was unhappy in his marriage and couldn't stand even one more day pretending. He packed up and walked out to go live with one of his teaching assistants, leaving his wife with their 2 young children and a brand new cancer diagnosis. The teaching assistant was pregnant within weeks, and by the time his wife was in remission, he'd started an entirely new family and left the old one behind like a skin he'd shed. My heart broke for his, now ex-wife. I just can't even imagine. He is 100% cheating. Statistically, when a woman gets sick, it's more likely to end in divorce than the other way around. He already made his decision. Web link. Not the butthole. Not the butthole. Justin, for your information, he was out cheating. He was definitely shaking up with someone else. It was no party to be had, my friend. A 3-month-long business trip? Yeah, buddy had a 3-month-long relationship. Yep. 1. No party is 3 months. 2. You can answer your phone if he was just partying. He's definitely with someone else and is hiding it. See, I was thinking hard drugs, but one way or another, yeah, man's cheating. That's what I was thinking. If he really is only partying, it's super shady stuff. I'm going to go 1-up on that. I'd place a wager that he has another family tucked away, and he tells his other wife he's traveling and on business trips for the other 9 months of the year. Bigamy at Christmas. What am I to do? Spend it with the family. I can't, I have to. Web link. This original poster. Your sister is being cheated on. 3 months, that's a joke. Didn't come back when he heard his wife had breast cancer. This man is not a husband, your sister needs to leave him. And/or drug binge. Not the butthole. Without the cancer diagnosis, lying to his wife about fake business trips is scummy. Partying both during COVID, restrictions may be easing, but they aren't gone, and while lying to his wife is scummy. The cherry on top is when he finds out his wife has breast cancer, his first thought is original poster is the selfish one for yelling at him? Nope, he deserves that thrashing, and I hope your sister doesn't let him off easy. Dude's going for the gold medal in the butthole Olympics. He definitely wasn't partying for 3 months. Dude's definitely cheating. Not the butthole. Your brother-in-law is an awful and selfish man. His priority should have been his sick wife, not partying with friends. Honestly, your reaction of yelling at him was fairly tame to me. He deserves so much worse. I hope your sister gets the treatment she needs and makes a full recovery, preferably included dropping the selfish bastard she married, and the rest of your wife's pregnancy goes easily and results in a happy, healthy baby. Partying with friends is code for cheating on my wife. Who parties/throws a party for 3 straight months? Addicts. Cheaters. Not the butthole. Pardon my language, but what the F is going through your brother-in-law head? I would honestly react the same knowing that my siblings so rather socialize than be with them at a time in need. I pray for your family, that's a lot of weight for you to carry, but I appreciate you holding on/looking out for both of them. Hi, I'm brother-in-law's thoughts are to give you insights into my selfish mind. Me, I need this, I want this, I deserve this because I want it, me. I would just like to clarify I'm not the brother-in-law. Not the butthole, but 3 months to party? I don't believe it. It'd be wondering about an affair or cheating. Yup. Definitely cheating. Not the butthole. 80% of married women who get diagnosed with a serious or chronic illness end up divorced. Married men who get diagnosed do not see an increase over the average. Men who just want a bangmate or faux mommy leave when their wife can't fulfill that role anymore. Not the butthole. 80% of married women who get diagnosed with a serious or chronic illness end up divorced. Married men who get diagnosed do not see an increase over the average. Wow. That is depressing. Do you have a source for that? Web link. We need an update on this one when you tell your sister. And you defo need to tell her. Not the butthole. 3-month-long business trip to party. Brother-in-law has another family dude. That's a long butt party. Info, did you mean to say 3-month-long business trip? Please update. Your poor sister has effectively been abandoned. Not the butthole, and it's really important to let your sister know the truth about how awful her husband is. Whether it's an affair or a party is irrelevant. Hess lying to her for months while she's going through a really tough time. Also, the accusation that you only care about your own stress is total BS. Hess deflecting to take the focus away from the fact that his behavior is atrocious. Even if he comes back creating a big scene of "Darling, I cancelled the trip to care of you," tell your sister the truth. You'll get dragged into the lies in the long run if you don't. Don't be guilted by "you can't tell her what I did," you'll make her even sicker. Your sister deserves better. Tell her about his lies, and if Terry's an affair going on, be there to support her. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.